Hi everyone, I'm Cami from Chesapeake Art Center. I'm normally the ceramics teacher, but today we're going to be doing more 3D drawings. Last time I did more of an optical illusion type 3D drawing. This one is going to be more leaning towards perspective and perspective drawings, so 3D letters. For this project you'll need a piece of paper, a pencil or an eraser, pencil and eraser, some sort of straight edge or ruler, and then some color pencils or markers. Alright, so the first thing that you'd like to do is come up with a phrase or a name, something that you can write on your drawing. You don't even have to do letters, you can do objects if you really want, but what I'll be doing is some letters. So I'm going to start with what I had on there, which is CAC. Short for Chesapeake Art Center. So to get the 3D letters, I want to try and draw block letters. So to draw block letters, I'm going to start off with actually just writing out the words. So I'm going to just I'm going to make it a little, maybe a little smaller than that one. So I'm going to put C. I'm going to do a different A. C. Okay. And I'll put another exclamation point. Alright. So I don't know if you can see that. But now what you can do is trace around that letter that you drew. So if you can see really close, I'm going to draw a nice box all the way around that letter. Okay? If you can see that, I kind of didn't follow it completely. I'm going to do another box around the A, kind of encasing that letter in there. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to continue making my block letters. Okay. Alright. You can see that. Okay. Alright, once you've done that, you can erase your original lines that you made, that original writing. Whoops. Don't wrinkle your paper. Okay. Now you can adjust it a little bit. Okay. Do you have it looking the way you want it to look? Okay. So now I've got some block letters there. Okay. All right. So when you're doing perspective drawings, you want to choose a direction that the 3D letters are going towards, right? So it would be a little weird if one of the C's, the direction of the 3D was going one way and then the other one was going the other way, just because they should all match to make it look like one cohesive 3D word, I guess. So the way we do that, we have our drawing on here. You're gonna pick a point on the paper. It could be down here, it could be anywhere you want. I will probably choose up here in this corner. So I'm gonna draw a little dot right here. So all the letters I'm gonna draw to kind of go into this one point, that perspective, so that they're going into that background. That might not make sense quite yet, but once I start drawing, I think it will make a little bit more sense. All right, so from here, you're gonna take your straight edge or that ruler, and you're gonna line up from that point that you made here all the way to the start of one of your letters. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that ruler is just matching up with that edge of the C, but it's still on that point that I made over there. All right, so the ruler is at that point, and it's just right at the edge of that C, and you're gonna draw a line. I do encourage you to draw lightly because you will be erasing a lot of these lines later. All right, and then, so that's my first one. That's my first line, okay? These letters will look like they're going into the distance towards that one little point there. All right, so then I'm gonna take that straight edge that's right up against that dot, and I'm going to take the other end of my ruler, and you see how I can spin it around by holding that one edge of the ruler right in that spot. You're gonna match it up with each edge of the letter. So I'm starting here, I'm kind of moving my ruler till I find another edge of the letter, which I think this is this edge of the C here, and I'm gonna continue to draw a line all the way to that dot, okay? So that's my second line. As you can see, it's going through the A. Now, what I'm going to do is actually erase all of the line that's behind the A. The reason is because this letter is now in front of the C. So you won't actually be seeing this line later on anyways, so I'm just going to erase that. Okay. All right. So I have this edge of the C and this edge of the C going into that same spot, into the distance there. The rest of the C, the other edges that I can see, is this edge right here is going to be going into the distance, and this edge right here, as well as the bottom of the C. Okay? So I'm going to start right at that dot and put my ruler right at that dot. Okay. And measure that edge of the C. And I'm gonna, I don't have to go all the way through. Remember that A is gonna be in the way, so you're gonna just go all the way up to that A. And then go to the other edge here. And hold, and your last edge down here. Okay. So you're gonna continue that way. All right, so I continued to find all the lines and all the edges of my letters, and now my drawing it looks like this. So I took every single edge, and as you can see, in between the A, at the bottom, and made those lines all the way to that dot, that perspective dot. So now that I've done that, I want to make the letters a little shorter. So, well, you don't have to. If you wanted to keep your drawing like this, and so then it kind of looks like your letters are zooming all the way from this really far point. I was talking about that really far point. That's fine. You can do that. You can also make the letters a little shorter, which I think that's what I'm going to do. So, let's see. If I'm going to make... Let's say I'm going to make them about maybe this much shorter. You can see where I made that little line. Okay. I'm going to copy that length with all of my letters here. So basically this line that I cut over here is the same line that I'm mimicking right over here. So I'm going to do the same thing for the C. You see how the C is curved over here? if I start back here, I'm going to make sure that the line is curved when I draw. So, let's see. Maybe actually I'm going to make it a little shorter, just because I feel like it. Okay, if you can see that, right? And I'm going to continue along all of these lines to create that 3D pop out background a little bit shorter, like that. So you can see that I did it just at the very top of the letters. Okay, I followed the lines of the letters, the shape of the letter here. Okay, here. And I'm going to start to do the same thing underneath, and with the rest of these lines, I'm going to continue to cut them off. Alright, so I've continued to make my letters a little shorter. So now what I'm going to do is erase all of those very far perspective lines. I don't need the dot anymore. I'm going to erase everything that's not creating that 3D letter anymore. Let's see. Erase. Okay. So now you have some pop-up letters. From here you can start to color it in, so you can, what I am probably going to do, you don't have to do this, but I'll probably take all of those pencil marks and I'll outline it with a black marker or a Sharpie, and then I can color the rest of it in different colors. You don't have to do that, you can color it in different colors, but it's nice to kind of see that outline and really make it pop. So I'm going to work on this for a little bit, and I'll be back in 1 second. Alright, so I'm finished outlining all my letters, so I can come in and start to decorate them. I can use markers or pencils, crayons to add all these nice bold colors. So thank you for watching, and hope to see you next time. Thanks!